Hail og sæl. I'm headed to the ungodly and primitive land of Jæren in Rogaland, Norway. To do so, I need to take one of the famous West Norwegian car ferries. Yeah, the big mountain roads and scenic tunnels are nice and all, but a trip to Norway would not be complete without a cross-fjord cruise. Roads weren't really that much of a thing back in the day, and the fjords were the highways of our once ultra-maritime culture. Many ferries like this will soon be a thing of the past, thanks to vast undersea tunnels. Here's me trying to make a vlog-style video, but the unholy winds of the savage Rogaland coast made for a painful listening experience, so here's my voiceover instead. Only about 2.5% of Norway's landmass consists of arable land, a decent chunk of which is to be found in this central and southern part of Rogaland. It also sports an insane amount of ancient monuments. You can hardly piss off the edge of one ancient tomb without hitting another. There's also a ton of standing stones. This one is called the Dick Stone. Beaches are a sort of luxury on Norway's jagged southwestern coast, but Jæren won the lottery on this one. If the gods decided to make most of the country a mountainous uphill hellscape, with Jæren they tried something new and opted to hose it down with loose rocks instead. For whatever reason, the moraine beaches of Jæren is home to an extensive necropolis of 600 or so known burials along its Iron Age beachfront, stretching kilometers up the coast. Cairns of every shape imaginable. We got square cairns, box-shaped cairns, circular cairns, boat-shaped cairns, three-pronged star-shaped cairns, and barrows of various sizes. With a few exceptions, most of these are presumed to date between the late Roman Iron Age and the early Merovingian period, leaving us with a median dating of around the migration period, so let's say about 300 to 600 AD. Most of these graves are found between 3 or 5 meters above sea level. Back then, the sea level was several meters higher than it is today due to post-glacial rebound, meaning that these burials weren't just overlooking the ocean. These madmen buried their dead right on the shore. Waves and storm tides bashing against the cairns ought to have been a common and deliberate side effect. Which reminds me of my favorite etymology, namely that the Proto-Germanic word "saiwalo", meaning soul, is derived from Proto-Germanic "saiwas", meaning sea. Not a lot survives from the contents of these burials, but insofar that we can gender them at all, the majority of those identified appear to be female, based more or less entirely on the grave goods. The mysterious three-pronged cairns are rare generally speaking, but occur in decent concentrations in Rogaland, parts of East Norway, as well as central Sweden. Besides being graves, they may also be associated with cult sites occasionally, and are believed to represent the cosmic center. As historically an entirely deforested landscape, Jæren's traditional peasant houses, or Jærhus, have a particular prehistoric expression about them. Excavations of Iron Age houses demonstrate architectural continuity, and the key to understanding these buildings lies in the harsh climate and lack of timber. The peasants of Jæren often had to resort to shipwrecks for building materials, and the woodwork, unlike the stonework, of which they had lots of experience with, is often very crude. The result is a distinctly archaic sort of house that functions in dialogue with its natural surroundings, low in the terrain, allowing harsh winds to pass directly over it, with one end for the animals and one end, often just a single room, for the people, and a peat-fired hearth for cooking and heat, just as it would have been in the Nordic Iron Age, when the ocean tied communities together, in life as in death.